and one of those guys is on the mound tonight, and that's Ranger Suarez, Tyler. And it's remarkable what he's doing this year. And the other guy, look, I know they don't give out Cy Youngs on May 15th, but Shota Imanaga for the Chicago Cubs. They're probably the two most deserving guys as of today when we're talking. And one of the big conversations around baseball is the pitching elbow problem, velocity. You know, Paul Skeens is coming up, throwing over 17 times over 100 miles an hour. But Ranger Suarez and Shota Imanaga are both like guys throwing 92, 93 and kind of being crafty pitchers with an arsenal of pitches. Is there becoming a stronger case? I don't know if stronger case is the right way to say it, but is there becoming another way to view starting pitchers in this modern era where you don't need to go bust your elbow throwing 98 to 100 miles an hour all the time?
Yeah, well, yes and no. I mean, I think if you can throw that hard, you're going to throw that hard. It's just kind of the way that baseball is now. But I think there is and there should be an openness to looking at starters who can still be really effective at a little bit of a lower level, because like they always say, right, the best ability is availability. And if you're not out there, you're not helping the team. So, you get all these guys, these phenoms, these hard throwers, and you think, well, you're going to lose a year or two to injury. And it happened with Zach Wheeler as a young pitcher with the Mets. He missed 2 full years until he got to the point where he's physically healthy and durable and teams can rely on him. But he has that in his background too. It just happens to a lot of young guys. So, luckily the Phillies right now seem like they're in a really good spot, and it is fun to watch Ranger. That change up from a lefty reminds me a lot of Hamels. And that's always something good to think about for Phillies fans.
Yeah, I mean, as we saw yesterday with Aaron Nola throwing the complete game shutouts, that's the second. Of course, Ranger Suarez did it earlier this season, the second this season for the Phillies, whereas all of Major League Baseball has thrown in total 3 complete game shutouts. I mean, this pitching staff, the ERA, the things that they're accomplishing, obviously the team as a whole, but especially it starts with the pitching, the starting pitching at that, has been remarkable. They've been compared to some of the best that we've seen. I know you mentioned Hamels. They've been compared to 2011 and some of the best teams that we've seen over the years for the Phillies. Where do they stack up for you? It is only mid-May, but so far from what you've seen, where does this pitching staff really compare, and what do you think is the ceiling for this season for them?
Well, as you say, yeah, it's only a quarter of the year gone by, but it can't have gone any better so far from a team standpoint, and especially the rotation. So I think right now, they have to be considered the number 1 rotation in baseball. I don't think that's too much of a reach. Although you look at the Dodgers, and when they get everybody healthy and they have meaning that when they get Kershaw back, they would have Glasnow and Yamamoto and Kershaw, Buehler, and James Paxton, who's been really good. So that's another good one. Seattle's got a really good young rotation, and they're doing some really good things, although they don't hit that well as a team. So there are others out there, but I think the Phillies right now are the best, and they've been really, really consistent and steady every time through. It's been fun to watch. Even the other night when Sanchez didn't really have it, he walks in the run, and then he immediately clicks in and strikes out 3 guys on 9 pitches. So, even when they get into trouble, they seem like they have a way of finding their way out of it.